You ever heard the phrase about the green thumb or a brown thumb? Perhaps you've even said it. I have a green thumb, I just wasn't blessed with it. I hear that so many times that I'm here to debunk that. So the green thumb originated back in the early 1900s, and it was probably for the fact that gardeners who handle lots of pots have algae from those pots on their thumbs, creating a green thumb. So basically the definition of a green thumb is someone who handles a lot of pots. But I feel like over time, the green thumb and brown thumb was used as an excuse of why their plants don't grow well. Planting flowers takes time, takes lots of experience, years of experience. And to tell you a secret, I killed a cactus once. So creating these gardening videos and owning a greenhouse business wasn't just miraculously happened, or it wasn't just because my parents started a business, but it was because of a love of flowers that they instilled into my life, and because I grew up working with it and having a love for flowers, and the experience of working with flowers created what I am doing today. And so all that to say, like cooking, like taking care of your children, like whatever it is in life, when you develop that skill over time for taking care of something or working with something, you develop the experience for caring for that thing. So gardening or planting flowers takes experience in the right materials to take care of that plant. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to create a window box for our new barn, and we're going to talk about the different fertilizers and soil and all the different things to take care of your plant successfully all summer long. As plant people, I thought it would be fun to decorate our mini barn with a planter, a plastic window box, and screwed it into the side of our barn. This space where we are in right now is full sun all during the day. It's certainly hot out here because it's in the middle of our parking lot. So high heat, lots of sun, this is where the planter will be. So one of the successful tips that we can offer you when you are planting any planters or window boxes is make sure that your planters have drainage holes in the bottom of the container. So with this planter here, I'm going to drill a couple holes so that I can ensure the water will go out of the bottom of the pot when it rains or when we go to water. Made several holes in the planter so that the water will flow out when I go to water it or when it rains. This will ensure that my planters are draining. So the next step is buying great potting soil for your planters. So we sell this lovely potting soil out here at MillerFlowers. It's what we use in the greenhouse, and we also sell it to our customers as well. And potting soil is crucial for your planters. I would recommend that if you're doing planters or containers or hanging baskets, that you do not use potting soil from your garden to go into your planters, but you start fresh. And starting with fresh soil every season, because a lot of our soil can carry disease from year to year. So we want to make sure that we're starting with fresh, new potting soil each season. Next up, we're going to go grab some plants to plant in this container. So quick edit. The barn is actually facing the east side of our property, so it's only going to get about a half a day sun, but it's still going to be in plenty of bright light, still a lot of heat. So this is what I went with. I am going with the lemon coral sedum. That's going to go over, it's going to take the heat really well. We can pretty much put any full sun loving plants in that location as well, even though it's not going to get hot, bright, and direct sun all day. We're going to put sweet potato vine, this gorgeous sweet potato vine, in the middle of the container. Then we're going to put on the other side some more sedum, and then these two large megawatt begonias in the back of the container. I'm going with the reds and lime green. I think it will really pop against the blue barn, and I can't wait to see what they'll look like when it comes about August, September. So in choosing plants for your containers, one thing you can do is by looking at their tag, and on each one of the tags, like this is a proven winner tag, it will say right below the picture, full to part sun. Full sun means 6+ hours of sun per day. Part sun is a half a day of sun or a half a day of shade. Morning sun is about 2 to 4 hours of sun and the rest of the day full shade. So if you have a location that is getting full shade, you want to look for tags that say shade on them. Or if your location gets full sun, look for a tag that says full sun. To have successful plants, one of the core principles of picking out flowers for that location is to make sure that you're picking the right plants for the right area. You pick full sun flowers that go in a shady area, they won't produce your blooms all season long. Instead, you'll get a few blooms and mainly foliage. If you put shade plants in a full sun area, it'll be too hot for those plants to endure that hot sun all summer long. So looking at your tags and reading that information or even the signs is key to successful planters. So let's start planting our containers. So I'm going to take the megawatt red begonias and I'm going to put them at the back of my window box. So they are going to get the largest, so they're going to come up and get really full in my window. We actually don't use this window, so I'm going to, other than looking out periodically, but it's going to get pretty tall, full, lots of color, and that's where my megawatt begonias are going to go. When planting my plants in my window box or in a planter, I want to make sure that my root balls are completely covered with soil. When you are planting, you don't want to mound your soil because plants can rot from that moisture on that wet soil all season long. It's like begonias. They get wet feet, they'll rot off and die. So you want to make sure that your plants are level with the soil, completely level with the soil, not mounding your soil up around the plant, but level with the root ball. The root ball completely covered with soil. So in container gardening, there is 3 things to remember. You have a thriller, a filler, and a spiller. And my thrillers, what gives me height and are full, are my megawatt begonias. That's my thriller. That's going to give me the most height to my planter. My filler is going to fill out and get full, and my spiller is going to go over the side, cascade over the side of the container. So this is going to act as my spiller. Next up is this lemon coral sedum. I love it for its color. It also thrives in the summer and in the hot heat and in the full sun all summer long. If you haven't used it in your flower beds or planters, you must, because it is great. This is a proven winner brand. So going to be my filler spiller. I'm planting these off to the side of my window box. So I had a bit of space in my window box, so I ran to the greenhouse and grabbed another Colosaurus coleus. So I'm going to try a coleus in this window box. Keeping in mind again, we don't really use our window a whole lot, so if this gets really large, it doesn't really matter. But I am excited to see how large this actually gets out here. So this coleus is going to go in the center of my begonias as well. So these plants right here that I planted in my planter, the coleus is a full sun and shade, sun or shade coleus, which is really cool. If you want a bright spot for either places, a coleus is the way to go. Their foliage is striking and beautiful, and they thrive so well. They get huge with lots of color all season long. I also went with the megawatt begonias. If you haven't tried megawatts in the landscape, you must. They get huge and full, lots of bloom. They even attract hummingbirds. What we planted was the Solar Power Red Heart Sweet Potato Vine. So this is the ornamental sweet potato vine. And so we did that as our cascading plant in the front. And then we planted the lemon coral sedum off to the side of the planter. I can't wait to see how this planter turns out in the summer, as I think it will be a striking combination. If you finish planting your planter, you want to make sure that you water your planters and your containers really well. So we recommend watering your planters every day when the sun is shining. So when the sun is shining during the summer and it is hot outside, we would water every day. We recommend watering in the morning, letting it dry out, and then check in on it late afternoon to early evening, and if you need to soak it again, do. But why we recommend watering in the morning is so that some plants again carry wet feet throughout the night. So watering in the morning allows them enough time to dry out during the day. We would recommend with your planters to have success again with your plants is fertilizing. We recommend fertilizing because we see the success of it out here at our business, and so that's why we recommend you doing it as well. So we sell a Jack's Classic Blossom Booster. This is phenomenal for all of your highly blooming plants to encourage them to get vigorous and large blooms. This blossom booster is great for indoor, outdoor, and your vegetables. So what you do with your blossom booster is you take a tablespoon of this powder and add it to a gallon of water and fertilize every 2 weeks. So we recommend fertilizing your baskets and your containers every 2 weeks for success. During the season, you'll notice your begonias getting kind of large and straggly, maybe even petunias that you're growing. And with that, you can actually take your scissors, give them a quick trim, fertilize, and within 2 weeks, your plant will bush out again and get nice and full. Again, taking care of your plants, fertilizing or feeding your plants is the key to success with your planters and with your flowers in the landscape. So we hope you use these keys of success and have a great season planting. If you have any questions on how to take care of containers or how to create containers, stop out and see us, send us a message or give us a call, and we'd be happy to help you. Happy gardening to all you friends out there. I'm Caitlin Miller and I'm from MillerFlowers here in Greenville, Ohio. Have a happy spring.